Canadian Citizenship Test. Question and Answer. 2024. Question: Where is Canada located? A. Central America. B. Europe. C. North America. D. South America. The answer is C. North America. Question: What are the colors present in the Canadian flag? A. Blue and white. B. Red and white. C. Green and white. D. Red and blue. The answer is B. Red and white. Question: When was the current flag of Canada raised for the first time? A. 1921. B. 1965. C. 1949. D. 1892. The answer is B. 1965. Question: What is the name of the royal anthem of Canada? A. Great Canada. B. Canada. C. God Save the Queen or King. D. O Canada. The answer is C. God Save the Queen or King. Question: What are the two official languages of Canada? A. In English. B. Speak French and inactive. C. English and French. D. Mandarin and English. The answer is C. English and French. Question: Which province has the most bilingual Canadians? A. British Columbia. B. Quebec. C. Ontario. D. Prince Edward Island. The answer is B. Quebec. Question: What was the main advantage of NAFTA agreement? A. Free trade among Canada, the USA, and Mexico. B. Free trade between Canada and China. C. Free trade between Canada and the UK. D. Free trade between Canada and Japan. The answer is A. Free trade among Canada, the USA, and Mexico. Question: What did the suffrage movement achieve? A. Quebec experienced an era of rapid change. B. The suffrage movement abolished slavery in Canada. C. The suffrage movement led to the introduction of employment insurance. D. Women achieved the right to vote. The answer is D. Women achieved the right to vote. Question: With which words does the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms begin? A. Canadian citizens have rights and responsibilities. B. O Canada, our home and native land. C. Canada is a free country and home of the braves. D. Whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. The answer is D. Whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. Question: What are the provinces of Central Canada? A. Ontario and Quebec. B. Ontario and Alberta. C. Quebec and New Brunswick. D. Alberta and Saskatchewan. The answer is A. Ontario and Quebec. Question: Which was the last province to join Canada? A. Prince Edward Island. B. Manitoba. C. Newfoundland. D. Yukon. The answer is C. Newfoundland. Question: What should you do if you do not receive a voter information card before an election? A. Call your local municipality. B. Turn up at your nearest polling station on election day. C. You should assume you were not chosen to vote. D. Contact Elections Canada. The answer is D. Contact Elections Canada. Question: Which of the following are the responsibilities of Canadian citizenship? A. Protect the Canadian environment and vote in elections. B. Obey the law, find work in the government and serve in the Canadian Army. C. Serve in the Canadian Army, obey the law and take responsibilities for oneself and one's family. D. Obey the law, serve on a jury, vote in elections, and help others in the community. The answer is D. Obey the law, serve on a jury, vote in elections, and help others in the community. Question: Who was the first person to draw A. Map of Canada's East Coast AL? B. Josh Cartier. C. John Cabot. D. Jacques Cartier. The answer is C. John Cabot. Question: Who discovered insulin? A. Dr. Wilder Penfield. B. Matthew Evans and Henry Woodward. C. Sir Frederick Banting and Charles Best. D. Dr. Jonathan Hops. The answer is C. Sir Frederick Banting and Charles Best. Question: Which of the following is a non-Canadian not allowed to do? A. Leave the country at will. B. Contact his or her MP. C. Take the Canada Citizenship Test. D. Vote in federal and provincial elections. The answer is D. Vote in federal and provincial elections. Question: Which province is one of the most productive agricultural regions in the world? A. Manitoba. B. Saskatchewan. C. British Columbia. D. Alberta. The answer is B. Saskatchewan. Question: What does the National Register of Electors contain? A. Database of landed immigrants. B. Database of Canadian citizens at least 18 years of age who are qualified to vote in federal elections and referendums. C. Database of all Canadian citizens. D. Database of Canadian taxpayers. The answer is B. Database of Canadian citizens at least 18 years of age who are qualified to vote in federal elections and referendums. Question: Who appoints the judges of the Supreme Court of Canada? A. The Governor-General. B. The Prime Minister. C. Other judges. D. The people. The answer is A. The Governor-General. Question: What types of jobs are provided by service industries? A. Communications and retail services. B. Transportation and education. C. Tourism and government. D. All answers are correct. The answer is D. All answers are correct. Question: When is Remembrance Day celebrated? A. July 1st. B. October 6th. C. November 11th. D. November 20th. The answer is C. November 11th. Question: What do the initials MP stand for in Canadian politics? A. Member of Parliament. B. Minister of Parliament. C. Member of the Patriots. D. Master of the Province. The answer is A. Member of Parliament. Question: Which province is Canada's main producer of pulp and paper? A. Quebec. B. British Columbia. C. Saskatchewan. D. Ontario. The answer is A. Quebec. Question: Who is the King's representative in Canada? A. The Premier. B. The Prime Minister's spouse. C. The Governor-General of Canada. D. The Prime Minister. The answer is C. The Governor-General of Canada. Question: Which province in Canada is the smallest in land size? A. British Columbia. B. Prince Edward Island. C. Alberta. D. New Brunswick. The answer is B. Prince Edward Island. Question: What is a cabinet minister? A. Candidate picked by the Prime Minister. B. Picked by the Premier of each province. C. Selected by the Prime Minister to run federal departments. D. Selected by the King to make laws. The answer is C. Selected by the Prime Minister to run federal departments. Question: Who is the father of Manitoba and defender of Métis right? A. Louis Riel. B. Sir Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine. C. Sir John A. Macdonald. D. Sir William Riel. The answer is A. Louis Riel. Question: 1/3 of all Canadians live in which province? A. Saskatchewan. B. Quebec. C. Alberta. D. Ontario. The answer is D. Ontario. Question: when did the United Empire Loyalists come to Canada? A. Late 1600s. B. Early 1600s. C. Early 1700s. D. Late 1700s. The answer is D. Late 1700s. Question: who has the right to apply for a Canadian passport? A. British citizens. B. Canadian citizens. C. Any immigrant who has stayed a minimum of 3 years in Canada. D. Wealthy citizens. The answer is B. Canadian citizens. Question: what is a responsible government? A. The government is responsible for the well-being of its people. B. The government must take responsibility for any act of war it decides to commit. C. A government that is against corruption. D. The government must resign if it loses a confidence vote in the Assembly. The answer is D. The government must resign if it loses a confidence vote in the Assembly. Question: what level of government passes by laws? A. Provincial. B. Municipal or local government. C. Federal. D. Senators. The answer is B. Municipal or local government. Question: in which type of industry did most early European settlers work? A. Fur trading. B. Oil. C. Gold mining. D. Hunting. The answer is A. Fur trading. Question: how is the Prime Minister chosen? A. The MPs vote on the Prime Minister. B. The Governor-General with the Senators appoint the Prime Minister. C. The King appoints the Prime Minister. D. The Leader of the party with the most elected Member of Parliament. The answer is D. The Leader of the party with the most elected Member of Parliament. Question: who proclaimed the amended Constitution of Canada in 1982? A. The Senate. B. Queen Elizabeth II. C. The people of Canada. D. The Prime Minister. The answer is B. Queen Elizabeth II. Question: which of the following are not responsibilities of the Governor-General? A. Chooses the opposition party. B. Performs the ceremonial duties of the head of state. C. Signs bills to make them law after they have been passed by Parliament. D. A and C. The answer is A. Chooses the opposition party. Question: who was Sir George Aiken Cartier? A. A railway lawyer in Montreal. B. The first French-Canadian Prime Minister. C. The first head of a responsible government. D. Canada's first Prime Minister. The answer is A. A railway lawyer in Montreal. Question: what principles out of the following is Canada's Constitution based on? A. Multiculturalism, peace and order. B. Peace, order and good government. C. War, order and good government. D. Mobility, rights, order and good government. The answer is B. Peace, order and good government. Question: what is celebrated on the 26th of December? A. Remembrance Day. B. Victoria Day. C. Boxing Day. D. Canada Day. The answer is C. Boxing Day. Question: what is Canada's national winter sport? A. Lacrosse. B. Basketball. C. Hockey. D. Golf. The answer is C. Hockey. Question: what are the main functions of the Cabinet? A. Natural resources. B. A navigation. C. To prepare the budget and propose new laws to be implemented. D. Defense. The answer is C. To prepare the budget and propose new laws to be implemented. Question: if the government loses a confidence vote in Assembly, they A. Call for by-elections. B. Can continue. C. Do nothing. D. Must resign. The answer is D. Must resign. Question: What is the Great Charter of Freedom also known as? A. Habeas corpus. B. Dominion of Canada. C. Canadian Constitution. D. Magna Carta. The answer is D. Magna Carta. Question: Who chose Ottawa as the capital of Canada? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Queen Elizabeth II. C. Queen Victoria. D. Queen Anne. The answer is C. Queen Victoria. Question: What are the Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers together called? A. The Government. B. The Cabinet. C. The House of Commons. D. The Senate. The answer is B. The Cabinet. Question: Who is General Sir Arthur Currie? A. Canada's greatest soldier in the First World War. B. A great frontier hero. C. An explorer of Western Canada. D. A military leader of the Métis in the 19th century. The answer is A. Canada's greatest soldier in the First World War. Question: What does the word Inuit mean? A. Eskimo in the inactive language. B. Home in English. C. The people in the inactive language. D. The Arctic land in the inactive language. The answer is C. The people in the inactive language. Question: Who had played an important part in building the Canadian Pacific Railway CPR? A. Acadian railroad workers. B. Afro-American slaves. C. American railroad engineers. D. Chinese railroad workers. The answer is D. Chinese railroad workers. Question: Who do members of Parliament represent? A. Everyone who lives in his or her electoral district. B. Everyone who lives in his or her neighborhood. C. Everyone who lives in his or her province. D. Everyone in Northern Canada. The answer is A. Everyone who lives in his or her electoral district. Question: On what date did Nunavut become a territory? A. April 1, 1999. B. May 1, 1998. C. July 1, 1867. D. July 31, 1820. The answer is A. April 1, 1999. Question: Which province is on the Pacific coast of Canada? A. Nova Scotia. B. Alberta. C. New Brunswick. D. British Columbia. The answer is D. British Columbia. Question: When is Canada Day? A. November 5th every year. B. July 1st every year. C. June 30th every year. D. July 31st every year. The answer is B. July 1st every year. Question: What do you call the King's representative in the province's 8th? A. Governor-Lieutenant. B. King's Governor. C. Lieutenant Governor. D. Governor-General. The answer is C. Lieutenant Governor. Question: In what jobs did the Métis first work with European settlers? A. Supplies traders, guides and interpreters. B. Taking care of children. C. Building housing. D. Fishing. The answer is A. Supplies traders, guides and interpreters. Question: Which act granted for the first time in Canada legislative assemblies elected by the people? A. The Constitutional Act of 1982. B. The Constitutional Act of 1891. C. The Constitutional Act of 1791. D. The Constitutional Act of 1972. The answer is C. The Constitutional Act of 1791. Question: Which region is known as the industrial and manufacturing heartland of Canada? A. Atlantic provinces. B. Prairie provinces. C. Central Canada. D. West Coast. The answer is C. Central Canada. Question: What do Canadians remember on Remembrance Day? A. Canadian victory in World War I. B. Canadian victory in the Battle of Vimy Ridge. C. Canadian victory in World War II. D. Sacrifices made by Canadian veterans and brave soldiers in wars. The answer is D. Sacrifices made by Canadian veterans and brave soldiers in wars. Question: which two fundamental freedoms are protected by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? A. Freedom of belief and freedom of religion. B. Equal employment rights and opportunities. C. Basic living rights and obey laws. D. Aboriginal people's rights and to volunteer. The answer is A. Freedom of belief and freedom of religion. Question: what does the term responsible government mean? A. Each person in each electoral district is responsible for voting. B. The Governor-General is responsible for the actions of the Prime Minister. C. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of a majority of the elected representatives in order to govern. D. All Canadians are responsible for each other. The answer is C. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of a majority of the elected representatives in order to govern. Question: which of the following is the oldest colony of the British Empire in Canada? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. Alberta. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. The answer is D. Newfoundland and Labrador. Question: why are the Great Lakes important to Canada? A. They provide water for irrigation. B. They provide fresh water and waterways. C. They provide waterways. D. They are tourist attractions. The answer is B. They provide fresh water and waterways. Question: what is a polling station? A. Place where you vote. B. Campaign offices for candidates. C. Place where the number of votes is counted. D. Member of Parliament's constituency. The answer is A. Place where you vote. Question: who circled the globe in a wheelchair to raise funds for spinal cord research? A. Reginald Fessenden. B. Rick Hansen. C. Terry Fox. D. G. Gerhard Herzberg. The answer is B. Rick Hansen. Question: what is the primary role of the police in Canada? A. To resolve disputes and interpret law. B. To keep people safe and to enforce the law. C. To provide national security intelligence to the government. D. To conduct or support land warfare, peacekeeping or humanitarian missions. The answer is B. To keep people safe and to enforce the law. Question: in what year did Canada become a country? A. 1867. B. 1687. C. 1786. D. 1678. The answer is A. 1867. Question: how are members of Parliament chosen? A. Elected by senators. B. Elected by the Prime Minister. C. Chosen by the King. D. Elected by Canadian citizens. The answer is D. Elected by Canadian citizens. Question: who are the Métis? A. The distinct Aboriginal people of Atlantic Canada. B. A people of mixed Inuit or First Nations ancestry, most of whom live on the prairies. C. First Nations people speaking the Mischief dialect. D. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. The answer is D. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. Question: when did settlers from France first establish communities on the St. Lawrence River? A. Late 1600s. B. Early 1700s. C. Late 1700s. D. Early 1600s. The answer is D. Early 1600s. Question: which of the following is not a responsibility of Canadian citizens? A. Learning to speak both official languages. B. Voting in elections. C. Obeying the law. D. Taking responsibility for oneself and one's family. The answer is A, learning to speak both official languages. Question: where do the majority Métis live in Canada? A. Central Canada. B. The North. C. Prairie Provinces. D. The Maritimes. The answer is C. Prairie Provinces. Question: who are the Aboriginal peoples in Canada? A. The first settlers of Newfoundland. B. The first European settlers to arrive in Canada. C. The descendants of the first Australian immigrants to Canada. D. The first inhabitants of Canada. The answer is D. The first inhabitants of Canada. Question: what are the parties that are not in power called? A. Tea parties. B. Opposition parties. C. Rival parties. D. Opponents parties. The answer is B. Opposition parties. Question: which region of Canada is known for its fertile agricultural land and energy resources? A. Central Canada. B. Quebec. C. Prairie Provinces. D. Maritime Provinces. The answer is C. Prairie Provinces. Question: if you cannot pay for a lawyer, how can you get legal help? A. Borrow money from the government and pay for the lawyer. B. Go to legal aid services in most communities. C. Apply for financial aid from the government to pay for legal fees. D. Do not go to a court. The answer is B. Go to legal aid services in most communities. Question: what is a major river in Quebec? A. Hudson's Bay. B. Niagara. C. Fraser River. D. St. Lawrence River. The answer is D. St. Lawrence River. Question: why is the North sometimes called the land of the midnight sun? A. It is closer to the sun. B. The northern lights appear at midnight. C. It is night most of the time. D. Summer daylight can last up to 24 hours. The answer is D. Summer daylight can last up to 24 hours. Question: who can ask you about whom you voted for? A. No one. B. Any other Canadian. C. Your local MP. D. The Prime Minister. The answer is A. No one. Question: what happens when the federal government loses a confidence vote? A. An election is called. B. The official opposition party takes power. C. The Prime Minister loses his job. D. The Prime Minister is no longer the leader of his party. The answer is A. An election is called. Question: who were the group of seven in modern Canada? A. A group of politicians. B. A group of Canadian companies. C. A group of cowboys who defended Canada. D. A group of Canadian landscape painters in the 1920s. The answer is D. A group of Canadian landscape painters in the 1920s. Question: what outcome and significance did the War of 1812 with the USA have for Canada? A. Canada formed part of the United States. B. Canada lost a lot of people in the war. C. Canada protected its independence from the United States. D. Canada became an independent country. The answer is C. Canada protected its independence from the United States. Question: what is the meaning of the Canadian coat of arms and motto Amari Usqui Admire? A. From air to land. B. From sea to land. C. From land to sea. D. From sea to sea. The answer is D. From sea to sea. Question: how is a cabinet minister chosen? A. By the Prime Minister. B. By the King. C. By the voters. D. By the senators. The answer is A. By the Prime Minister. Question: what does MA stand for? A. Member of the National Aid. B. Member of the National Association. C. Member of the National Airline. D. Member of the National Assembly. The answer is D. Member of the National Assembly. Question: What is Canada's system of government called? A. Dictatorship. B. Parliamentary government. C. Military rule. D. Communism. The answer is B. Parliamentary government. Question: From where did the first European settlers in Canada come? A. Germany. B. England. C. France. D. Iceland. The answer is C. France. Question: How can you contact your Member of Parliament? A. By using social media site online. B. By writing a letter to the House of Commons. C. By booking an appointment over the phone. D. By waiting outside of Parliament building. The answer is B. By writing a letter to the House of Commons. Question: Who is the greatest Canadian hockey player? A. Wayne Gretzky. B. Mark Tewksbury. C. Donovan Bailey. D. Terry Fox. The answer is A. Wayne Gretzky. Question: What are the two principles upon which Canada is founded? A. The supremacy of God and the rule of law. B. The supremacy of God and freedom of speech. C. The supremacy of law and the rule of God. D. Mobility right and the rule of law. The answer is A. The supremacy of God and the rule of law. Question: Since when has the protocol for the amendment of the Canadian Constitution existed? A. 1962. B. 1982. C. 1885. D. 1972. The answer is B. 1982. Question: Who led an armed uprising and seized Fort Garry? A. John A. Macdonald. B. Louis Riel. C. Sam Steele. D. Georgette Cartier. The answer is B. Louis Riel. Question: Who can enter and leave the country freely without time constraints? A. Canadian citizens and landed immigrants. B. Commonwealth citizens. C. Canadian citizens. D. British citizens. The answer is C. Canadian citizens. Question: Which province was the first to grant voting rights to women? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. Nova Scotia. D. Manitoba. The answer is D. Manitoba. Question: Who is Canada's head of state? A. The Premier of Canada. B. A hereditary sovereign queen or king. C. The Governor-General. D. The Prime Minister. The answer is B. A hereditary sovereign queen or king. Question: In which province are more than half of Canada's aeronautics and space industry located? A. Saskatchewan. B. Ontario. C. Quebec. D. Manitoba. The answer is C. Quebec. Question: Which province was split into two at Confederation? A. Lower Canada. B. Newfoundland. C. Upper Canada. D. The Province of Canada. The answer is D. The Province of Canada. Question: Which party becomes the official opposition? A. The party the Prime Minister selects. B. The party with the least votes. C. The party with the second most votes. D. Any independent candidate. The answer is C. The party with the second most votes. Question: Which provinces are connected to Ontario by land? A. New Brunswick in Quebec. B. Alberta and Quebec. C. Steve Manitoba and Quebec. D. Manitoba and Alberta. The answer is C. Steve Manitoba and Quebec. Question: What is the role of the opposition parties? A. To ensure reports about the current government are sent to the King. B. To supervise the government. C. To oppose or try to improve government proposals. D. To regulate government proposals. The answer is C. To oppose or try to improve government proposals. Question: why is the British North America Act important in Canadian history? A. It was agreed to by the First Nations and Inuit. B. It was written by the British government. C. The Aboriginal people signed the ACT. D. It made Confederation legal. The answer is D. It made Confederation legal.